Hello everyone, and this is our walkthrough and comparison of websites. Human Computer Interface Design, iTech 229. My name is Dylan Park. The purpose of this assignment is to give practical skills in the important area of expert usability analysis. So today we start off, the two sites we'll be comparing is trinituner.com and newegg.com. Both sites are commercial sites, one primarily for shopping, online shopping, the other one more or less advertisements. You can also shop, but strictly more on the advertising side. Sorry. Before we go on, I just want to emphasize and bring forth to our attention that both sites had stuck to the English standard of putting emphasis of the top left hand corner of the page. So when you log on to either website, you'll be sure to know, hey, I'm not wondering which site am I on. So you could see that here, trinituner.com, newegg.com. Alright. So as we begin to dig a little deeper now, Trinituner is more or less, as I mentioned before, an advertising commercial website where you could sell new, old, second-hand. There are forums, right? So let me just start to go a bit into detail of the website. So firstly, here's forums. There are classified ads, event coverage, links, tech, new cars, and TNT traffic laws. This is very good to highlight because I believe most of us are not aware of our Trinidad and Tobago laws, so we could actually look at this later on in the video. Alright, as we go into forums, as you can see, there are a lot of different forums that user could actually get into as it relates to particular motor vehicle manufacturer. So there are different manufacturers that you could see here: Nissan, Honda, Subaru, Ford. Go straight down the line. There's also another forum here, classified ads, etc, etc. Right, so let me just go back to the home page. Now, in evaluating a website, there are lots of key and important things that one should pay attention to, right? There should be an about the page or the website, right, in line with the ISO standards, right? So anyone could actually throw up a website, but it's not credible. So for credibility purposes, website designers are required to have an about page which actually gives details about the company, right, the purpose of the website. As you could see here, Trinituner, most subscribed, largest, most online active community in Trinidad and Tobago, right? These stats, I would believe, are updated, if not daily, on a regular basis. Alright, so you can keep users current to what's going on with the website, right? They actually have a percentage chart here. Alright, who are we? Basically, they are one of the largest automotive websites in Trinidad and Tobago, right? Online, magazine, community, etc, etc. Right, what they have achieved, right? And that's more or less what you should look for in a about us or about the website page. As we go straight across to the Newegg, that is located to the bottom of the page as opposed to the top, as we identified in the trinituner.com website. Right, so that's one difference there. about newegg.com, company information. Right, essentially you get the same stuff here. Who is the company, our name, the purpose, the founder, and all that sort of credible information there. So let me just talk about a little bit about the design of both websites. Home. So as you could see, there's a lot of dynamic content. Trinituner, as I mentioned, is a more or less for advertising. So you'd suspect to see a lot of advertisements be taking place, right? In the center, come straight down here, there are a lot of like little news coverage pointers that of special events that they would have covered during the course of the period of time, right? There's some statistics on the side here, right, that I would there's a motorsports event calendar. So this column here deals with motorsport activity, and there's also a calendar to indicate what sort of events are coming, so people can always come to the site, take a browse through, and actually see what's upcoming. Alright, as you go further down, here are some sponsors that sponsor the company, or the website I should say. Right, a lot of local as well as international brandings we're seeing here. Right, in keeping with the ISO standards, you could see there's a lot of use of white space, and well, there's 3 columns you could easily identify, 1, 2, 3, with grids coming straight down to the base of the website. Right, in comparison to Newegg, everything just seemed to be more or less everywhere, but it's still easy to navigate. Right, as you hover over each of the tabs on the side here, you could actually see there's a pop-up giving you a detailed listing of its contents, which is a very good design. Which I mean to say, had I had to click on each of these tabs to see what is being offered, it will entail a lot of use of the going back button, which is a very poor design. So this really stands out for Newegg, right? Once the menu pops out, you could actually click and navigate to the particular category you're actually looking to get into. Right, in terms of the layout and color, it's very eye-catching, the yellow blue combination, and everything is more or less clearly identified as to what is the targeted destination of each link. So here we have super combos, downloads, home automation, outlet, subscriptions. There's also an account you can actually sign in. So if you have to order stuff online, you could create an account, email details, gift cards, and here is actually one of the primary functions of a shopping site, which is the search bar. It's easily identifiable to the top of the page, right? So let's just see how this works. And there's also, as you could see, auto text coming up, so you could actually make the search quite a lot easier to the user. So say for example I'm looking for camera comes up here, and you get a whole listing of cameras, different brands, details, pricing, stuff like that. So just to go back to the home page, so to identify the basic task that a user would ideally come on a shopping site to do is more or less do a search, whether it be by name or category. These are the categories that has been predefined by Newegg, which is quite easy to identify and relate to. Alright, so let's just get a little more details on the site. Here's actually a Newegg app you could actually download to a mobile phone, which makes portability of the site quite easy. If you scroll down, you could see that they have clearly highlighted different sections so as to avoid confusion as to what the user will be clicking on. So first off, here's trending now. So this more or less will give a user what people who come to Newegg usually buy, you know, like the more frequent items that people tend to shop for. So trending now, you could see there's a lot of laptops, LCDs, home theater systems, video cards, right, printers, and these here, as the labels say, are bestsellers, right, which is somewhat more different than the trending items, right? So sellers, people usually spend their money on these stuff, right? Hard drives, see a lot of laptops, LCDs, right? There's a banner here where features the different branding that Newegg offers. So I'd assume that once you click on any of these logos, it takes you straight to MSI or whatever is what the case. So as you could see, I clicked on the MSI brand and it took me straight to a lot of MSI stuff here, motherboards, graphic cards, etc, etc, right? So you could actually be more specific, you know, get away from your general search and stick to one brand. Let's see, Asus. You got Asus stuff coming up here, PCs, NICs, wireless cards, routers, modems. Let's go back. Coming down to the base of the web page, right? What's getting most of the attention, right? This is somewhat more like the trending items, but I don't know why they still came and put attention getting items here. So he actually has recent searches, so which is a good thing. You may come to the website and forget, okay, last time I searched for hard drives. So if you scroll to the bottom of the page, this actually uses data collection to actually save your recent searches. Here you could actually sort whatever service or items you're looking for by region, whether it be US, Canada, China, Taiwan, etc. Alright, so the bottom part of the web page here, there's a grid here that focuses on customer service, right? Customer help, you can actually track an order, return an item, privacy and security, and also give feedback. So this tab here, if you actually have an account, this will actually pertain specifically to you. You could log in, view your dashboard, check your history, right? Wish list, and as identified earlier on, company information, about the company, careers, newsrooms, opening hours for business, locations. There's a tool and resources tab here, which more or less gives you the option to, you can actually download the app, sell products to the website, become an affiliate. There's also a sitemap, and what this does is it ideally gives you more or less like a table of contents of where you could find stuff on the web page or the website. Alright, so as you could see here, it's more or less like a index listing. Right, so you have computer hardware section off, and under computer hardware you'll find drives, disks, other computer accessories, cases, processors, you know, gaming, different sort of consoles that Newegg has to offer. Alright, so sitemap is pretty handy. And back to the homepage. So just to give a general sense and feel of Newegg, it's user friendly. It, from my interaction, does not require expert knowledge or training or experience about the website to navigate freely and more or less make your way around the website, right? In keeping with ISO standards, you could, as I mentioned before, there are a lot of specifics that was adhered to. The English attention getting system, you know, items to the top left, main focus, main area of focus, site maps about the company, contact us, feedback. All these are with keeping with the ISO standards of web page designing. Right, so let's go back here across to TriniTuner.com. Right, primarily, as I said, it's a advertising site. So here, more or less, it actually shows you what is there to offer on the site. So cars, buy and sell, car parts, miscellaneous. So pretty much anything you want to buy or sell, you could actually put on this website. A lot of advertisement going on here. I would assume that, you know, Blink B Mobile is a sponsor. So right now we're under the miscellaneous bargain center, and as I say, anything basically you want, you could get here: iPhones, weapons, animals, bags, anything. Well, anything that's legal, I would suspect. Right? You don't want any illegal activity taking place on your website to ruin your credibility. Right? At the bottom here, which is quite nifty, it gives you an idea of registered users who are actually online, similar to what like a social media website would allow you to do. Right, so I'm assuming that once the user is not private, so I actually have an account. Here's my name, so let me just go back up to the top here. Once you come to TriniTuner, you could actually log in or register for a free account. Right, I'm already logged in, so I'm not prompted to log in again. Right, here's more or less where you could manage your profile, check your private messages, friends and foes, you know, stuff like that. Now going back to where I was before, the option to actually send a personal message or chat with a member of the TriniTuner website, right, who's actually registered. So this is quite handy and nifty. This is a really good thing that I think they did. Right, the navigation around the web page, I must say it's more or less pretty much straightforward. Let's just examine these links to make sure that they are all active. There are no dead links. That's a very bad design in your web page. Once you have any sort of dead links, okay, I'm getting some audio activity taking place here. I'm not too sure where it's happening. Probably advertisement, so let me just get out of that. So that right there, as you could see, is not a very good design. I mean, yes, there's a lot of advertisement taking place, but the autoplaying of media, I would have to say it's not a very good thing for everyone, right? Um, it could actually create a distraction and actually deter the user from moving forward in navigating any website. Because the first thing a user might want to do is close the browser off immediately. Like, hey, where is that coming from? Right? Um, to the top here, there's RSS feeds. You could like them on Facebook, Twitter. They also have a YouTube channel, right? Um, let's take a look at some of these TNT traffic laws. Right? As you could see, there are people that posting motor vehicle regulations for Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Traffic regulations. Let's actually see if these links are actually not found. Okay, so that's a dead link, which is not good for the website. Right? So as a ardent user, someone that's interested in the website should actually report this. So let's just see if there is a feedback where you could report discrepancies like that. Is a contact us here. Let's see where this takes us. Alright, contact us. Please send us an email. Alright, so I'm assuming that any sort of discrepancies detected on the web page, we could send an email to the admin staff to have them look at it and address it ASAP. Alright, so in a nutshell, TuniTuner.com, local website here in Trinidad, focuses mainly on buying and selling of used, new, or whatever sort of material you have. It also places emphasis on Trinidad and Tobago driving the regulations, other racing activities, rallies, pretty much anything that typical Trini might usually be into. If I'm not mistaken, there's also an old talk forum. Here it is, where Trini is like our pecan and jokes and just general topics that people, trending topics that Trinities usually talk on a daily basis. So you could also dive in here. Here's a very exciting one: B-Mobile versus Digicel. Right? We all know how that the story goes. Right? Another user is having issues with his Samsung Smart TV. More or less anything that Trinis want to speak about, there's an open forum where everyone could come in and give their 2 cents, so to say. Right? Trini Tuna, good website. Here's this audio again. So this here is a YouTube ad that automatically plays whenever it comes, the user comes in contact with it. But as you could see, once I clicked on it, it has stopped. Right? So if I'm not user interactive and very familiar with the operations of these things, the first thing I might want to do is close the web page. So Trinituner, that's something you need to look at. Not everyone wants ads and music playing in the air as soon as they log into your website. Right, so that's 1 thumbs down as far as I see. Right, Newegg, pretty excellent website. good use of colors, white spaces, well, brown spaces in this case. It's somewhat jumbled up in essence if you are not familiar with the online shopping industry, but there are a lot of guiders and pointers to help the user direct them to exactly their needs and what they are trying to achieve in the shopping online industry. Alright, so trinituna.com versus newegg.com. That's all I have to say about these two websites. Right, feel free to leave a comment or send a note based on this evaluation. Right, thank you for your time and have a good evening.